If you're a business owner in Florida or considering forming a business here, one of the most critical pieces of legislation you need to understand is the Florida Revised Limited Liability Company Act. Now, before you start rolling your eyes at the thought of digging through legal jargon, let me assure you, this isn't just dry legal talk, it's about your business, your protection, and your future. So let's break it down together. The Florida Revised Limited Liability Company Act, or as we'll call it, the LLC Act, sets rules of the road for LLCs in Florida. An LLC, or limited liability company, is one of the most popular business structures out there, and for good reason. It combines the flexibility of a partnership with the liability protection of a corporation. What does the LLC Act mean for you as a Florida business owner? At its core, the LLC Act governs everything from how you form your LLC to how it operates on a day-to-day basis. For instance, it dictates the legal requirements for creating an LLC in Florida. Spoiler alert, it's not as complicated as you might think. You need to file the articles of organization with the Florida Division of Corporations and ensure you're meeting with all the state's compliance standards. But here's where it gets interesting. The LLC Act also lays out the default rules for how your LLC will function if you don't specify otherwise in your operating agreement. Now let's pause for a second. The operating agreement. This is the secret sauce to making sure your LLC runs smoothly. It's essentially the rulebook you and your business partners, if you have any, agree to follow. Without an operating agreement, you're leaving a lot up to chance, or more specifically, up to the state's default rules. Let's say you and your business partner disagree on how profits should be split. If you haven't addressed this in your operating agreement, the LLC Act says profits will be divided equally, regardless of who invested more time or money. The same goes for decision-making authority, voting rights, and even what happens if one of you wants to leave the business. The Act provides default rules for all these scenarios, but here's the kicker. Those rules might not align with your vision of how your business should operate. This is why I can't stress enough the importance of customizing your operating agreement. Think of it like building a house. The LLC Act provides the blueprint, but your operating agreement is the interior design. You get to decide the layout, the color scheme, and whether you're adding a home office or a game room. Now let's touch on liability protection, one of the biggest reasons business owners opt for an LLC. Under the LLC Act, members of an LLC are shielded from personal liability for the debts and obligations of the business. In plain English, this means if someone sues your LLC or your business racks up debt, your personal assets, like your home and savings, are generally protected. Of course, there are exceptions, especially if there is fraud or improper conduct involved. But overall, the LLC Act gives you a solid layer of protection. Another key feature of the Act is its flexibility. Florida allows for both single-member and multi-member LLCs, and you can choose whether your LLC is member-managed or manager-managed. Member-managed LLCs are great if all members want an active role in running the business, while manager-managed LLCs lets you delegate the responsibility to one or more managers. Again, your operating agreement should spell this out to avoid any confusion. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that tax benefits of forming an LLC. By default, LLCs are taxed as pass-through entities, meaning the profits and losses of the business are reported on your personal income tax return. This avoids the dreaded double taxation that corporations face. However, the LLC Act also allows you to elect corporate taxation if that makes more sense for your business. This kind of flexibility is one of the reasons LLCs are so popular among entrepreneurs. And here's another pro tip for Florida business owners. Pay close attention to the LLC Act rules about annual reports. Every LLC in Florida is required to file an annual report with the state to maintain active status. Miss the deadline and you'll be hit with late fees. Fail to file altogether and your LLC could be administratively dissolved. Trust me, that's a headache you do not want. As we wrap up, let's talk about why this all matters. The Florida Revised Limited Liability Company Act isn't just a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. It's a framework designed to help your business thrive while protecting you and your partners. By understanding its ins and outs, you can make smarter decisions, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and focus on what really matters, growing your business. So whether you're forming an LLC, running one, or thinking about restructuring your business, the LLC Act is your friend, as long as you know how to use it. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't hesitate to consult with a Florida business attorney. They can help you navigate the Act and tailor your operating agreement to fit your unique needs. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions about this or other legal topics, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Until next time, stay informed and stay protected.